They are the architects of modern rap, each a titan who has shaped the genre's sound, its business, and its very soul. Lil Wayne, the undisputed kingmaker. Drake, his most successful protege, who transcended mentorship to build his own global empire. And JCole, the lyrical purist, a bridge between eras. Publicly, they represent mutual respect, collaboration, and a shared love for the craft. But beneath the surface, whispers of a feud have always lingered. Was there a shocking truth behind their fallout? Were these alliances ever truly unbreakable? Get ready, because we're diving deep into the complex, often unspoken dynamics that define the relationships between Lil Wayne, Drake, and JCole. Lil Wayne's story in this intricate triangle is that of the patriarch, the kingmaker whose vision and influence birthed a new generation of superstars, fundamentally reshaping hip-hop. At the peak of his unparalleled run in the late 2000s, a period where he was arguably the most prolific and impactful artist in music, he leveraged his immense cultural capital to establish Young Money Entertainment under the Cash Money Records umbrella. This wasn't merely a vanity imprint, it was a strategic move to cultivate new talent and extend his influence, a testament to his foresight. He personally scouted and signed artists like Drake and Nicki Minaj, seeing their raw potential before anyone else. His initial vision was to create a family empire where everyone could thrive, sharing in collective success and solidifying his position as a true kingmaker. This move, while brilliant in its conception, also inadvertently laid the groundwork for future complexities and perceived fallouts as the family grew too large for its initial structure, and as the parent label itself became a source of immense legal and financial strife. The very success he fostered would eventually test the bonds he created. The most significant and ultimately devastating label war for Lil Wayne was his prolonged and bitter legal battle with Cash Money Records and its co-founder Birdman. This multi-year dispute stemming from allegations of unpaid royalties, withheld album releases, most notably the Carter 5, and a breach of contract became a public spectacle that shook the entire industry. Wayne accused Birdman of holding his highly anticipated album hostage, effectively stifling his artistic output and financial earnings. This internal conflict within his parent label put immense strain on the entire Young Money collective, forcing loyalties to be tested and creating deep internal divisions that directly impacted his relationships with his star artists, Drake and Nicki Minaj, who were caught in the crossfire. Wayne's fight for his masters and overdue payments became a symbol of artist empowerment, but it came at a great personal and professional cost, fundamentally altering the dynamics within his own empire. He was fighting for his freedom, but in doing so, he inadvertently created an environment where his most prized proteges would begin to seek their own forms of independence. As Lil Wayne's legal woes with Cash Money escalated, Drake found himself in an incredibly precarious position. As Wayne's most successful artist, Drake was a crucial asset for both sides. While he publicly supported Wayne, his continued commercial obligations to Cash Money meant he had to carefully navigate the treacherous waters, avoiding direct public condemnation of Birdman while still showing solidarity with his mentor. This delicate balancing act highlighted the immense pressure and the complex web of loyalties that defined the label war. Wayne expected unwavering support and solidarity during his fight for financial justice and artistic freedom. Any perceived wavering or continued collaboration with Cash Money without his explicit blessing could have been seen as a betrayal, creating untold conflicts and subtle tensions within the Young Money family. The mentorship that once defined their bond became intertwined with complex business obligations, leading to a gradual but undeniable shift in power and focus within the Young Money collective, a quiet fallout that was more about evolving business structures than personal animosity. Lil Wayne's relationship with JCole, while less directly entangled in the Young Money Cash Money drama, is characterized by mutual respect and a shared reverence for the craft of lyricism. Cole has consistently cited Wayne as one of his biggest inspirations, a North Star who shaped him as an MC. They have collaborated on tracks, and their interactions have always been marked by a deep appreciation for each other's talent. However, the recent Big Three debate, ignited by JCole on Drake's first-person shooter, implicitly placed Wayne outside the current top tier in some fans' minds, even if Cole's intention was to highlight the current commercial and critical leaders. While Wayne has never publicly expressed resentment, the shift in the conversation from his era of undisputed dominance to a new Big Three, where he is seen as a foundational figure rather than a current contender, subtly underscores the evolving landscape he helped create. For Wayne, the shocking truth of any fallout isn't necessarily a bitter personal feud, but the natural, albeit sometimes painful evolution of the industry he so profoundly influenced, where the sons eventually outgrow the father's direct shadow to forge their own paths. His legacy is secure, but the burden of the kingmaker is that the throne is always in flux. Drake's journey from Canadian actor to global rap superstar is intrinsically linked to Lil Wayne, his mentor and the architect of Young Money. His meteoric rise, fueled by a unique blend of introspective, emotional rapping, and melodic singing, brought unprecedented revenue and prestige to the YMCMB brand, solidifying its golden era. Drake's ability to consistently deliver chart-topping hits and critically acclaimed albums made him the label's biggest commercial success, a testament to Wayne's foresight in signing him. This early success, however, also planted the seeds for his eventual desire for greater autonomy, leading to a complex fallout that was more a natural evolution than a dramatic rupture. As Drake's star ascended, his desire for more creative and business control became palpable. While deeply loyal to Lil Wayne and consistently acknowledging his mentor's foundational role, he began to establish his own imprint, OVO Sound, as a distinct entity. This wasn't a direct betrayal, but a strategic move towards independence, allowing him to sign his own artists, manage his own ventures, and craft his own narrative outside of the direct Young Money/Cash Money structure. This gradual shift of allegiance was a key component of the explosive label war that Wayne was embroiled in, as it represented a decentralization of power from the original Young Money core. Drake's immense commercial dominance gave him significant leverage, allowing him to operate with greater autonomy than most artists, even while still technically under the Young Money umbrella. The shocking truth here is that sometimes fallout isn't a loud argument, but a quiet, strategic pivot towards self-sufficiency. Drake found himself in an incredibly difficult position during Lil Wayne's bitter legal battle with Birdman. As Wayne's most successful artist, Drake was a crucial asset for both sides. While he publicly supported Wayne, his continued commercial obligations to Cash Money meant he had to carefully navigate the treacherous waters, avoiding direct public condemnation of Birdman while still showing solidarity with his mentor. This delicate balancing act highlighted the immense pressure and the complex web of loyalties that defined the label war. The explosive label war saw a gradual but undeniable shift of Drake's primary allegiance and business focus from YMCMB to OVO Sound. While he never fully severed ties with Wayne, his energy, investments, and new artist signings increasingly centered around his own imprint. This transition was less about a hostile takeover and more about a natural evolution, but it effectively drained power from the original Young Money structure, contributing to its internal fragmentation and reshaping the landscape of hip-hop's most powerful labels. JCole's narrative in this intricate web of relationships is that of the lyrical purist, the artist who built his throne on skill, authenticity, and a deep connection with his core audience. He represents a different ethos than Drake's commercial dominance or Wayne's kingmaker status, focusing instead on the craft of rapping and a fiercely independent spirit. His career arc is a masterclass in organic growth, turning a reputation as a lyrical savant into multi-platinum success. Cole has consistently cited Lil Wayne as one of his biggest inspirations, a North Star who shaped him as an MC. Their interactions have always been marked by mutual respect and a shared reverence for the art of lyricism, a bond forged in the common ground of their craft, rather than direct business entanglement. They have collaborated on tracks, and Cole's admiration for Wayne's prolific output and lyrical dexterity is well documented. Cole's relationship with Drake, while competitive, has largely been one of camaraderie and mutual respect. Both artists emerged around the same time, often seen as two sides of a similar coin: lyrically gifted, introspective, and commercially successful. They have collaborated on multiple tracks, and their joint tours have been highly successful, showcasing their mutual admiration and a shared understanding of their place in the genre. They represented a new era of hip-hop where lyrical skill could coexist with mainstream appeal. However, the shocking truth of a fallout for JCole came not from a direct feud with Drake or Wayne, but from his unwitting role in igniting the most explosive rap beef in recent memory, the Drake versus Kendrick Lamar war. On Drake's first-person shooter, JCole confidently declared himself, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar as the big three of modern rap. This line, intended as an acknowledgement of their collective dominance, was swiftly and aggressively challenged by Kendrick Lamar on Future and Metro Boomin's Like That, with the now infamous line, "Motherfucking the big three, nigga, it's just big me." This direct diss immediately put JCole in an uncomfortable position. He had inadvertently drawn the ire of Kendrick, forcing him into a beef he had no intention of starting. Cole's response, 7-minute drill, was a direct diss back at Kendrick, showcasing his lyrical prowess. However, in an unprecedented move, Cole publicly apologized for the track days later and removed it from streaming platforms, stating that it didn't sit right with his spirit and that he felt the beef was distracting from the bigger picture. This decision was a profound moment of fallout for JCole. It wasn't a fallout with Drake or Wayne, but a personal fallout with the traditional rules of rap beef. His retraction exposed a different kind of truth, that for JCole, the integrity of his art and his personal values superseded the competitive demands of a rap battle. While some saw it as a sign of weakness, many others lauded it as a display of maturity and a commitment to a higher standard. This fallout from the beef, and his subsequent decision to step back, highlighted his unique position in the genre. A purist who prioritizes the craft and the culture over fleeting victories. It also showcased the shifting landscape of hip-hop, where even the most respected artists are forced to navigate complex rivalries that can emerge from unexpected places. For JCole, the shocking truth was that even a well-intentioned comment could ignite a firestorm, and that sometimes the most powerful move is to choose peace over conflict, even if it means a temporary fallout from the traditional competitive arena. The intertwined careers of Lil Wayne, Drake, and JCole reveal a complex tapestry of mentorship, collaboration, and subtle yet impactful fallouts. From Wayne's battle for independence that redefined his relationship with Drake, to Drake's ascent into global superstardom and his strategic navigation of industry politics, and JCole's surprising role in igniting a major rap beef, their stories underscore that the pursuit of power and artistic integrity can lead to unexpected rifts. The shocking truth behind their fallout isn't always a direct public feud, but often a more nuanced evolution of relationships, driven by ambition, changing industry dynamics, and personal choices that reshape their legacies forever. What do you think was the most surprising aspect of the dynamics between Lil Wayne, Drake, and JCole? Who do you believe truly holds the king of modern rap title after understanding these complex relationships? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this deep dive insightful, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more exclusive analyses of hip-hop's biggest power struggles and industry secrets, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next expose. Thanks for watching.